When I first heard about the incident in Manhattan with that CEO, Brian Thompson, from UHC, I was a bit surprised. I have to admit, it kind of threw me because of his high profile job and how it happened in the early morning. The hitman with the long barrel silencer. It was too much like a movie. It sounded like a hit, but like he might have been set up or something. Because how do you know where this man is? I mean, he's like one of these kids that geotagged himself everywhere they go. Which, by the way, I do not do. Nobody knows where I'm at. I'm on camera now, but this is pre-recorded. I could be anywhere right now, and you wouldn't know. Unless you saw me by, you recognize my face or something. And most times when it's this cold, it's like 20 degrees outside. I have my ski mask on. So unless I still go outside with this hat on, you're not going to notice me. Unless you recognize like my jacket or something like that. Or, something of that sort. But you know what I mean. So first of all, how do you know where this man is at? And, be able to prepare in advance to, hit him when he's coming out the spot. There's other people around. You don't get rid of no witnesses, no nothing. You just take your target and you're going. It sounded like a hit. Right? And then when I found out his name, I'm like, that's the most Italian name I ever heard. Luigi Mangione. I'm like, did the mob send this dude? Like, is the mob even still around? I don't know. I know Italians. I'm not going to ask them, is the mob still around? That's none of my damn business. But I was like, holy shit. Then when I found out why he did it, the sort of maybe the reasoning behind, his actions, I just had more questions, because this is not something new, right? It's not just health insurance companies. Let's be 1,000% honest. It's health insurance, life insurance, car insurance, home insurance, all of them. They all robbers. They all crooks, right? They run by a bunch of money grubbers. We know that. This has been going on for as long as they've been around. Right? This is nothing new. My second son, I think, his mom was in the hospital, I think, 3 days. The bill was like 28 grand. 3 days, 28 grand. You heard what I said? 3 days, 28 grand. She didn't even eat hospital food. Like, her sister came by and brought her food, shit like that. Because I had to work. Um, the night she went in, it was like in the wee hours of the morning. It must have been like 2 something in the morning. We went in, and she didn't have him until like several hours later. So I still went to work, like right after she had him. The sister stayed with her. Long story short, the bill was high as fuck. Okay, the bill was high. But yeah, this has been going on forever. My Beamer was stolen a few years ago. Right, I had 7 Series. As soon as I went out, realized it wasn't there. For a second I thought I parked it somewhere else. I realized it's gone because it had been broken into months before, but they didn't steal it. They stole like shit out of my dash and money I had in console, shit like that. Probably crackheads, the Bronx, whatever. I reported it immediately. Called him up, told him, listen, car's gone, gave him my insurance information, blah blah. Do you know, months down the line, still don't have a new car, don't have a check, nothing. These people call me and talking about, oh, they need my call logs and they need me to come in for an investigator to speak to me. I'm like, yo, I'm about to have another kid born in like a few hours and I'm at home with my 2 other kids. I'm not coming anywhere to, you want, send an investigator to my house. We'll talk over here. And I'm not saying you shit. Y'all got paid. Either find my damn car or give me my money. Don't try to handle me. But see, that's what you do based on the zip code you live in. You live in a ritzy neighborhood. They're not going to play with you like that. You live in, somewhere in the Bronx, a place that's, Hispanics, Negroes, blacks, probably sprinkling of white here and there. They're going to try to handle you, regardless of how long you've been paying them. That's the bullshit that we've been dealing with insurance companies for as long as they've been around. Black folks been telling y'all for the longest, listen, these motherfuckers be overcharging for everything. Right? insulin medication, heart, way too expensive. You see, but everybody been turning a blind eye because they can afford it. Are we really will? Are we willing to continue to do that? Because it looked like somebody took a stand. I saw a statement from an older white gentleman. Must have been like, I think they said his age was like 83, 85, something like that. He said, Luigi Mangione is the modern day Robin Hood. And I see that he has supporters. But how far are you really willing to go down this road? That's my question. How far? Because if, police arrest somebody and he turn up dead for some reason, does that mean that the captain should lose his head? Right? Because regardless of who's in office, apparently the insurance companies, they haven't been getting the kind of regulation that they should get so that they do better by the people who I'm pretty sure make up 90+% of their profits. Let's just be honest, right? We're the ones putting that money in their pocket, right? The other people that make a lot of money don't have enough numbers to give them the kind of profits that would make them that rich. They don't. We have the numbers, right? Even if our policies are smaller or whatever the case is, but we have such great numbers. This is how they enrich themselves. But are we willing to go down this road in support of this guy? So that's my question to you, the viewer, wherever you are. Don't care. Not how do you feel about it necessarily emotionally. I mean, that part is, I guess, important too, because a person is dead, but at what cost? Is that sending a message to other CEOs that they need to get their shit in order, get their ducks in a row, do better? Is it, or do they not care? I don't know. They may not. Right? Some of them might feel that they're untouchable. Right? Because there's other corporations out there I think CEOs need a good whooping. Dollar General being one of them. They pay their employees shit. Place is always understaffed. They're not modernizing their shelves. Whoever does, logistics for like inventory stacking, they don't even have all the modern shit. But you pull one item out, the other one slides in place. Like you gotta stack shit back to back like fucking dominoes, hoping that you don't push one and the rest of them drop. Amazon, right? Trying to de-unionize the place and have people working in all these crazy conditions, crazy hours, right? Whoever's at the top over there probably needs to go whooping. There's a lot of corporations that shit on the public. Why? Because all they care about is profits. So I don't know if this dude had help, honestly. I mean, it sounds like he may have done it on his own. I don't know. If he didn't, then, that Brian Thompson might just be the first domino to fall. I don't know. Right? But even if, let's say he didn't have help, this guy picked up the mantle on his own and decided, listen, I need to make an example, right? Now, I'm not saying that I support his decision, because I think every life that you take, that there's a debt that has to be paid for that life, right? If you think about it in a sort of sense that if we all come from a creator, then we're all part of the source. Then you take that person's life, you kill off part of the source. Like that's not up to you. You know what I'm saying? But people do it. There's a lot of people in jail right now for murder, so he's not the only one. But in this case, it seems like people are willing to give him the benefit of the doubt. I'm just wondering if tables were shifted or turned, would it be the same? You know what I mean? Because there's a lot of people that have done wrong, that have led to the loss of life of others, and absolutely nothing has been done about it. There's no justice for them. Maybe they got a civil case, got some money out of it, that's it. But if we're willing to go the eye for an eye route, then we're about to be in for some rough times. That's all I can say. If we're going to go the eye for an eye route, I would say people need to watch out, because the people at the top, their food,